Talk to me about the art of songwriting then, and maybe how someone like Paul Kelly has influenced you, if at all. I mean, do you listen to Paul's material and kind of pick up tips about songwriting?
I guess I probably do consciously try and pick up tips about songwriting. Yeah, I've been a fan of his for about 5 years, I think. I discovered him when I first went to Broome, and a friend of mine gave me Post, a double live album. And he was one of those. I mean, Paul Kelly's a name that I'd just heard I've heard his famous songs, but I hadn't really gone through his catalogue and really had a good look at all his songs. But I couldn't believe it, actually, that this man was such an amazing storyteller. And he has this ability to really just take a small little piece out of somebody else's life and put music to it and make it so beautiful. You know, it's like little snapshots, and the words that he chooses are so poignant. I mean, he does have long stories as well, with like 9 verses, but most of his songs are quite short and succinct and very poetic. So inspiring as a lyricist. You
get the feeling, listening to his words in his songs, that every word counts. Every word is there for a reason.
Yeah, it really does, yeah. And it's what he doesn't say, which is so beautiful too sometimes. Like the song I'm singing, If I Could Start Today Again, the whole song is about regret and about this one day that he's said something or he's done something, and he wishes so badly that he could do it all again, but you don't know what it is he's actually done, and he doesn't even hint at it, actually. But I guess that's what makes it so beautiful. Anybody can relate to that, so anyone can kind of put it to their own life.
It's such a sad song, that one, don't you think?
It really is, yeah. It's heartbreaking.
What do you think he did?
I don't know. It's so heartbreaking, you know, your imagination goes to the worst, but I don't know. I don't want to think of Paul Kelly as doing things like that.
Of course, it's a character song, isn't it?
Yeah,
It has nothing to do with his real life.
Yeah.
But that's the ability he's got. You don't know where real life is ending and fiction is beginning with his songs. A lot of it is in that in-between zone, which is really powerful.
I think, I mean, he's really got not much of an ego at all as a person, and I think that's an extension of his modesty, the fact that he's so fascinated in other people's stories, you know. And I think it's you know, he likes to get outside of his head and write character studies rather than gets all introspective and self-indulgent like I do.
Yeah. I know you recently did the Kev Carmody tribute shows, and he was a part of that. When did you first meet Paul Kelly, though?
I think it was at a festival somewhere that we were both playing at.
Okay.
I think I'd met him in passing, but then the first time I'd really spent much time with him was for the making of Cannot Buy My Soul. He contacted me about possibly being involved in the tribute CD and concert, and just sent me a mixtape of Kev's songs. And
what's he like, just away from the spotlight? Is he very, very normal, very down to earth?
He's quite Buddha-like or something. He's got quite a calm centre. I mean, I don't really know what's going on underneath, but there's definitely a certain wisdom emanating from him, and it's really nice to be around because, you know, the entertainment industry, there's so much ego and there's so much anxiety, and I think to have someone like that who's been through it all, you know, been through the industry for so long, and has such kind of calm perspective is really good to be around.
Maybe that's why he's lasted 30 years too, because of that calmness and because of that centeredness.
Yeah, I think so. But you can also tell that he's been through a lot as well at the same time. You know, he's definitely learnt a lot.
He's wiser at the end of it.
Yeah.
So you're doing that track, If I Could Start Today Again. What's the second song you're doing? What's the other one you're doing?
It's called You Can Put Your Shoes Under My Bed, which is another example, I guess, of him just like taking one line that's so poignant and so beautiful, and every line in that song is can kind of mean different things. It's more and not so much a direct, literal story than it is like this. I guess it's more prose, really. But it's a beautiful sentiment, you know. You can put your shoes under my bed. It's quite I don't know, it's quite romantic, I think.
Well, he's got that soft side. I mean, he comes up with those killer lines, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's such an amazing line. It really sticks in your head.
Yeah. And both songs you're doing tonight, you're doing absolutely without the band? Is it you doing it just solo, guitar and piano on one?
Well, yeah, the first one I'm doing on guitar, and Adam from Augie March is playing lap steel, because that song's acoustic on the recording. And then You Can Put Your Shoes Under My Bed. I only just found out yesterday that there's actually a band version of that, because the Augie March guy said that they'd learnt it to play along with me, and I said, oh my God, if I'd learnt the band version, I would have loved you guys to play, but I don't think I know the chord progression well enough to now to play along with the band, so I'm just going to have to do it solo.
So what does Paul Kelly mean to you? Is it easy to sum up?
You can't really avoid the cliche because it's true. He's an inspiration, and I mean he's a valuable friend, and I mean it feels really great to be honouring him in this way, I guess, because I've been involved in a few projects with him over the years, and he's also helped me a lot, like writing for my third album. When I'm stuck on lyrics, a few times I've put on, a Paul Kelly album, and I've found inspiration in the real simplicity of his lyrics, and also the fact that he's so prolific, I guess, as an artist. It makes me think, well, maybe it's not too hard. Sometimes it all seems a bit too much, but then I look at his work and I think, no, he's done it. Maybe I can too.
He really champions younger performers coming through as well, which is something that's kind of rare in the industry. A lot of people kind of protect their backs when they get to a certain stage, but he's so generous in spirit.
Yeah, he's done a lot to support younger artists, younger emerging Australian artists. I mean, with the Cannot Buy My Soul show, he's a huge fan of a wide range of music, like hip-hop and electronic, so he supports a whole lot of Australian artists, which is really great. And he's truly passionate about music and the industry and about creativity, and
Do you feel when you're invited to do a tribute like this, because of who Paul is, do you kind of feel like overawed at the prospect of, you got to do his songs and you got to do them justice?
You definitely have to do them justice, yeah. I mean, I've been getting quite nervous today because everybody's been like, that song means so much to me, I listened to it in Queensland during blah, blah, blah. So everybody, like, that song means a lot to a lot of people, and I definitely want to do it justice. It was interesting actually doing, rehearsing up the cover of it, because I was thinking, how much is it, at what extent does it get rude if you change it too much? If you make it your own, is that then taking it too far from the original? But I want it to be different, and so I don't know. I actually haven't come up with a form yet. I'm hoping it will form.
We'll try it out on the audience tonight and see. You'll get a direct response.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Missy Higgins, thanks for joining us.
No worries, thank you.